I was born long ago in Uasin Gishu district in a village called Kapte Bay. Our land used to be near the river Sosoni in Kapte Bay. So there were so many farmers near there, but we were among the farmers in that small village of Kamolati. So I grew up there. I went to a nursery there. My teacher was Miss Winnie Patulai, and I loved that lady. She used to teach us and also make porridge for us, something we used to look forward to. So I shout out to her wherever she is, God bless you, Winnie, Mrs. Winnie Patulai. You were my teacher in nursery. And then I was there for 2 years. I graduated, then went to standard 1, where in Elgon Estate Primary School, those sides of Kapte Bay. It was a far place, let me say around 7 kilometers from my home. So going to school and coming back used to be like 14 kilometers. It was far, but we pressed on and worked. I went to school up to standard 7. So the first year I was taught by Madam Lois. No, it was Miss Edina Chepsiron. And then second year, that's second grade, I was taught by Madam Lois. And then that grade, I was taught by Madam Lydia Chesire. I shout out to these teachers. And then I was taught by Miss Sanjuguna. Later, I was taught music by various teachers, geography, math. But those are some of my earliest teachers. I was later taught by Mr. Thomas Soom, bless his heart, let him rest in peace, and Mr. Kala, or was it Chakala, a Marigold teacher in my upper primary, and he was bad. He used to whoop us so much. I was also taught by Mr. Ogola. I remember him. He has gone, he went to Rogers Ogola, he went to Hill School, but I'm sorry for him. He was somehow full of himself, and he used to whoop us in Elgon. I can't forget. And then there was Mr. Chirwoni, who was a deputy principal, and the principal was our late James Wamoya. So that's my primary school. It was not easy, but I pressed on. I worked hard. My KCP results I did in 1980, and I was successful. Though it was not easy, but I was successful. I went to a provincial high school that time. Like now, the school has changed to become a national school. It's now Kapsabet Girls. I loved the school. And my first headmistress was Miss Cherambos. Let me talk about my primary school. There were challenges as girls, small girls. We went through going to school early, sometimes without breakfast, walking on our feet, without shoes, whether it rained or not rained. And sometimes we get wounds on our legs. As we ran, we hit rocks and we could end up tearing our skin. But we had just to look for something to tie it, even leaves, to tie it. As long as it was not bleeding, you still went to school and stayed without hunger. Lucky enough, the school had a borehole, so we used to fetch water to drink at lunchtime, and we could play and maybe borrow those who came from near. If they went home, they brought out something small, like sometimes they could bring for us fruits like guavas mostly and laquas. And sometimes we went to the surroundings just to look for berries. small berries, blueberries, and other berries that we ate. Most of these berries, like golden goose here, they call them like that. That is what we ate sometimes. A few berries and you drank water, and that was all. Somehow we survived. When we went home, we were to eat our cornmeal, which were made warm, our cornmeal with vegetables. And because our parents were farmers, we had milk to drink. We had sometimes chicken. We had eggs. So there was always some food to eat in the evening. But breakfast was hard to prepare and eat, and yet we are going far. Apart from that, when you know you are going to run, you can't eat in the morning because you might end up throwing up on the way. So life was very, very challenging. But look, in all those, we never stopped give anything. We never gave up. We went to school. So many of us went through that school like that. Most of my brothers and sisters and our neighbors, children's, all of them, we went to school like that. It was not easy. We went to school whether it was raining, whether it was dry, dusty, windy, the way the tropics are. That is the exactly tropical climate in Kenya, and in our area, when it was muddy, the roads were muddy, they are not tarmac. So we had to maneuver ourselves through mud. Sometimes you fall down, you have to wipe yourself in a river, and the dress will just dry on your body. I remember that pinkish uniform for girls and boys, pink shirts and green, was it green dresses and our pink collars? Hey, that uniform of Elgon Estate. If you ever went there, support me. Hi. Hey. So, I'm recording myself here. I'm recording myself here. Yeah. So life was like that in elementary school. Then in high school, it was boarding, girls' school. It was very hard also, but we managed. And I was in high school for 4 years and 2 advanced years where they used to go from 5, from 6. And then I managed to pass the exam. I went to the university and I became a teacher. So the story of college is going to be another day. So today I'm just going to talk mostly about my elementary school life. It was hard. Sometimes you could be sick. That many things like flu and malaria in our area was common. It used to make us to be absent from school, and sometimes because the farm needed to be worked on, our parents decided we were not going to school, so we had to help them. And farming was good, even though we had to take a few days. Like in the family, we were many, so we had to take like shifts. If one of you is absent, or maybe two today, others will be absent tomorrow, not your turn. Like that until the weeding or planting or harvesting was over. Life was very hard, but we loved it. We had to do it. And it changed our lives because all of us ended up having our high school education. And those who were able finished college. So I have a few brothers who are also who are high school teachers. Me, I was a high school teacher in Kenya for 13 years. So I loved it, the work, and also enjoyed living a better life than the life of my parents. And that's how education became an equalizer in my life. It changed from being a peasant farmer's child now to being a teacher. I was on another class level. So I enjoyed life in our country, and I miss it, and I'll always miss it. Every time when I have money, I have to save because I know one day I'll go back and do something for the children also who are going to school in elementary school, especially making the lives easier. For now, let me stop here.